Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Opinionated. I'm your boy, Nate Jackson, comedian extraordinaire, currently living on Netflix, tearing shit up around the world with another leg of tour, another tour entirely called the Big Dog Tour. I don't want to spend my time tooting my horn because there's people that have been in here before. You are familiar with that, so you're like, don't talk about yourself a lot. But listen, if you really are a fan, then you know I got to say that to the people that are the new viewers. Hey, guys, thank you for joining in. Welcome to the family. It's myself and Trenton Cotton, and this is the Opinionated Podcast. I have some sponsors that I'm going to take care of during this episode, but I promise it's not going to be overwhelming. One is going to be DraftKings. Another one is going to be The Roses. The Roses is my clothing line. Can we pan out to the big shot? The nice wide shot? Yeah. This is The Roses, okay? This is what I was wearing on my special. The pants are The Roses. The hat is The Roses. You can go to rosescollection.com. This is high-quality, handcrafted designer clothing. Matter of fact, these pants and this shirt is also The Roses. And one day, Trent will be motivated to put some roses on. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. But anyway, make sure you check out the rosescollection.com. Beautiful clothes, lots of stuff. There's 4 levels. There's like super casual, then there's like semi-casual, then there is, step out kind of wear, like nightwear, and then there is like full-on upscale red carpet type outfits. We have pants, we have crew necks, hoodies, sweaters, jogger pants, we have jackets, hats. So it's full service. So rosescollection.com. And with that said, I want to get into what is on my mind or what has happened the most recently. Check it out. So the paper is out on NBC's Peacock app for their streamer. Absolutely incredible show. That like argue with a wall. Okay? The show's incredible. I am thankful to be a part of this production. It's so good, in fact, that unprecedentedly, they have been offered or given or greenlit a second season. And that was prior to the first season even airing. I've never heard of no shit like that.
The day before.
My manager's never heard of anything like that. And to announce it the day before means that it was already done a month or so ago. Right? Like to have that timing to be like, let's make the news before we hit. Like it helps people come watch it to be like, dang, this is good enough that they already know they want to do a second season of it. Plus the writers are already in the writer's room. Plus they're already, they're already back. If anybody lives out of LA, they're already back in their unit or whatever to get back to work. The other actors were moving like they knew.
You can tell early on, maybe within the first 3 minutes, watching it, that first episode yesterday at the club. And I like how they kind of explained like,
in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, they crossed the bridge completely from Dunder Mifflin over to the paper.
If Oscar wasn't in it, I understand why they did that. Yep. But if he's not in it, it's a great show. Like all the other employees of the office, like they're all good characters.
Yes.
They're all good characters. It could definitely stand on its own. And
no Oscar, there's almost no attachment to the office in the past. But you might as well use that as the wind in your sails to get views to come over and watch and see and stuff like that.
Which is why I understand, like even the little tidbits where he's on the phone with Stanley in one scene, those are nice, but all the other characters are strong enough.
But I've watched it a couple times now, that one. So in the very beginning, the old man comes on and goes, Dunder Mifflin, those guys closed down.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
In the beginning, he's the first one. It starts on him. It goes to like I think it's a septic company or something. Mm-hmm. But he's like, he was the old white guy from there. He was like, yeah, those guys shut down. Then he goes in the system and he looks and he's like, this is the registry of all the closed businesses. There's Dunder Mifflin. But in that monologue, he says, he goes, I think, who was Oscar on the phone with the Sudoku?
He was on Stanley.
He's like Stanley and what was the name of Steve Carell's character?
Michael Scott.
Right. So he doesn't say Michael, but he said Stanley and he's like, I do believe Stanley and such still keep in contact, but he didn't say Oscar. So then later on, when Oscar's still in contact with Stanley, it's like we got this daisy chain to where Dunder Mifflin guys could be popping into the new office and seeing what's going on or whatever. So exciting stuff.
Even the opening, because when you hear that iconic song
Yeah.
from The Office, I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do. I love how they made their own, and
It's
it
like
shows the
it's like they
paper where
remixed it.
it's
It
so
shows
dope.
all these
Like,
uses of newspaper.
yeah, I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
I don't know if everybody that was at the viewing like consumed it the way that we did, because I'm looking at it through the eyes of an artist, also the eyes of like somebody who has shot a ton of content, to be like, all right, how are they getting these shots? When are they rack zooming? When are they rack focusing? When are they panning over? All of it was done deliberately. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't just look at the wall. He looks at the wall, and then they pan over to what he was looking at too. So it answers that question in your mind, like, what was he looking at? In a cinematic universe or cinematic space, you don't show what the character is looking at. You just show them looking.
Yeah.
Or you show what they're looking at first. You start on the pictures, and then you pull out and you see the character standing there looking at them. Like, that's movie wise. This is like, bam, it's jerky. It's moving all over the place. So shot the same way The Office does, aesthetically pleasing, has the same sentiments as far as how the comedy and the timing and how the characters are developed. And just in one episode, you meet everybody, and you get a feel for who they are, what they are, their level of what they're about to contribute to the show. It's fantastic.
Can you share what you shared with me at the viewing? Because I know most people who are Nate Jackson fans are going to be like, yo, he's on The Office. They're going to watch it. And then, okay, the first episode, there is Nate. Then they're going to watch the second. Then they're going to watch the third.
Yeah, that was the only downside to last night. Like I knew I was in it heavy later on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should have started at. But then it's like, how do you show a series? Like, you can't. Like, I gotta be real to the art and be like, we're gonna watch this one through whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't have the patience or the attention span to lock in, and we just have a binge party, then I didn't even market it as such. I didn't even market it because it's wild for one of the actors to have a viewing party of their own that is a ticketed event. That's why I was like, this is family, friends. It's not ticketed. This is invite only, and we'll watch this and have fun. But you guys, I went to the premiere in LA last Wednesday. They had napkins everywhere that said the paper, that somebody paid for that. I took a brick of those. They brought me a brick to be like, hey, I'm going to show this, and I want. So everybody that came to the viewing got napkins and shit that said the paper and NBC Peacock. And it's really cool. Can we, this angle that's on me, can we lower it just a little bit? Or what if it lowers, it shows the thing?
Yeah, it'll show the thing.
Okay, so I'll sit up. So much for the rich nigga legs. So I'll say this. They were in support of it in that regard, but I'm not trying to get it to where I have to talk to anybody in, and some other department at NBC to be like, you did what? You know what I mean? So if you got the message, I consider you somebody I wanted to share that beautiful thing with. And so we watched episodes 1 through 4. I'm in episode 1 for, I believe, 4 seconds, and then another 6 seconds. So you got me for maybe 10 to 15 seconds. I spoke for about 10 seconds. I'm on the screen for maybe 15. Cool. That's the biggest comedy production in the history of comedy, and this is its spinoff, and this is now a bingeable thing where you don't got to wait episode to episode to episode. But now I am extra thankful that they dropped it all at once, because we would have been waiting a month and a half, 2 months to see me on the screen more than the first 9 seconds,
Right.
or whatever that was. But my mom, I didn't keep my mom from being like, "Are you in this shit?" Like, it's like, Mama, god damn, like. And that's the thing. Like, for those of you that are like friends and family or of somebody that is talent, understand first, what is this opportunity? What is the scope of its, like, why is this important? Then, okay, now I'm in it, or somebody, your loved one is in it, so you can appreciate it on the levels that it is. Like, if you don't appreciate The Office, then first of all, if you don't appreciate episodic TV, no matter what the show is, right? If your go-to is Rachel Maddow every night, then watching a comedy sitcom, whether it's Big Bang Theory or this or anything single cam or multicam, like all the term single cam and multicam are foreign to you, you're not in the place to even appreciate like what this, like the full grandeur of what this is. Now, you can't just watch it on face value and be like, do I find this sitcom interesting, and still appreciate it? But it ain't the same as like the lens of like understand, like really understand, like for my mom to be like, "Are you in this?" Because I don't have more screen time in the episodes that we showed, is like, "Mama, stop!" Like this shit is already greenlit for season 2. I'm in 6 episodes. So not only am I in that first one, there's 5 more. We watched 1 through 4. That means episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? I'm in 5 of those. And I got an episode I damn near care. It's almost all me. I get all of the footage at that level of creation for my acting reel. It kicks open doors for way more opportunities. You can't say like, "Oh, Nate Jackson doesn't act or cannot act," when I'm smashing. And I'm smashing on a platform of the biggest comedy show in TV history across multiple continents. Like my mom doesn't know that. She doesn't have that reference to be like, "No, Ricky Gervais helped create this show, and there was a Japanese version and a UK version, an American version, a reboot of the UK version, a reboot of the Japanese version. Now there's this version."
I didn't know there was a Japanese version.
Yes, and it was a #1 show. It was the #1 show in the UK, #1 show, and there was one I believe in either Australia or New Zealand. And so that's why Ricky Gervais gets executive credits without having to really set foot on a set. You know what I'm saying? Because his concept on Office Place comedy has been redone and done well, and it is licensed everywhere. Sit back, get paid. That's the dream. So if you don't understand that, and that's my mom, who I love dearly, but she just was like, "Baby, are you in this? Now I know you just saw me. You just saw me on the screen. So what you're making relevance to is, hey, I'm not seeing a lot of you on this. And I'm telling you right now, for something that's that big, you don't got to see a lot for it to be the type of thing that kicks open doors and creates new opportunities." Also, it's a season. So if I'm verbalizing that I'm in later episodes, then that ought to be enough to be like, "Yo, that was dope." Like appreciate what you are watching, to be like, when you are the one on the screen, I know this is gonna be fire. And all day yesterday, I got messages and screenshots from people that showed my moment at the pinball machine. This morning, I woke up to messages where people have now they're
caught up.
Yeah, they're in episode 5 and 6 and 7. My frat brother sent me a message like, "Dog, when you're singing and you're on the ground singing with that dude, I could not stop laughing." I'm like, "Thank you, but nigga, I didn't know what take they kept." So I didn't know if they kept the one where I just talked or if they kept the one where I ad-libbed and started singing. I don't know if they took the one where I stayed standing or if they took the one where I forced him to the ground. And then after that, they're like, "Yo, just go to the ground." So I don't know which one they got. So spare me, the don't fuck it up for me, because I did each thing. Everything you see of me on the screen, there's 15 versions of that I gave them. We just sold some roses. That's what's up. So there's 15 versions of every single angle, and all the angles that I did. I don't know which one made Final Cut. So when I'm watching it, you know what I mean? Hence the app name Final Cut. Like, that's why it's called that. You don't know what made Final Cut.
That's dope that you're watching this just like all of us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Unequivocally.
you were there. You were in the takes, but you don't know.
But I'll take it a step further. I did my stuff where I'm like the pinball machine and all that, whatever. I'm like, bet. I come back home. They still shoot for 3 weeks. I don't know what the fuck is in any of those episodes. I know I met them too, and they came down and they were cool and all that. And we came, in between sets, we talked and everybody chopped it up and all that's fun or whatever. I didn't know he was from the Chicago office and coming in and he was the main boss and that she was the girl that was already there and all that. You don't know none of that.
Spoiler alert.
No, that's not a spoiler. That's in the trailer.
Oh, you talking about the head boss, not
talking about
your character?
No, my character. That's none of my.
Okay, I was about to say, wait.
No, that's none of my. That's not my. That's not my character arc.
Talking about the,
my character arc is really, really dope. But as you watch it, and again, you have to. I've signed a full NDA, so I'm only talking about the things that we know that are on TV now, and I'm trying not to spoil it because you guys probably need 72 hours to get deep into it to see episode 7, 8, 9, and 10, where it's like, okay, Bree Real binge watched it all day long. She came and was like, "I already watched this whole thing. Dude, you kill it. You this, you that." She's like, "I mean, dog, you make it all the way to the
Brandon
make it
White
all the way to XYZ." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Brandon White told me the same thing. He talked to her after I think they came to the club, and she was just like, "I'm blown away. Like, yeah, I wanted to support Nate because he's the guy and but she was like, aside everything aside from that, the show is great, and Nate is
Really
a
good show.
great addition to the show.
I'm sorry to interrupt the show, but I got to pay some bills. DraftKings Casino has your playbook for gaming action all season long. Play thousands of popular slots for a shot at jackpots. Over $400 million has already been awarded. New players get 500 spins on Huff and More Puff over 10 days. That is literally one of my favorite slots. So download the app, use the code OPINION, and claim your spins after your first $5 wager. Get in the game with DraftKings Casino, home of the largest jackpot win in online casino history. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for feature game only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends October 5th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, the Roses collection, my clothing line, is built different. Literally, we're here for the big guys. Broad shoulders, full frames, and the ones who've been overlooked for far too long and by the fashion world, by stores. You go to the mall, you get rejected. That sucks. Not at the Roses collection. I got you. This line was made with size inclusivity at its core, offering dope, high-quality, standout pieces in a full range of sizes. Because style doesn't stop at XL. Whether you're 2X, 3X, or 4X, we got you. Okay? Also, the ladies are wearing our brand, and that's dope. The Rose stands for growth, strength, and striving in your own skin. And this collection brings that same energy to every design. From premium streetwear to bold basics, we've created gear that fits right, feels right, and looks fire. The Roses collection is more than clothing. It's a statement. It's for the ones who walk heavy and leave a footprint. You got presents, and now you got the wardrobe to match. Go to rosescollection.com and get right, baby. Let's do this. Back to the show. See? And that's what it's like. Bet. Now I know I didn't get to go through that last night when we watched 4 episodes back to back to back because you used to see me first. And everybody clapped like you're supposed to clap and all that.
Yeah.
But
it was funny though, because like by episode 3, people were like,
a couple people laughed.
Sneaking out like, hold on, where you going, Keela? Where you going?
Every frame matters. Come on back. Hey man, if you come back on the screen, man, let me know, man. I'm about to go smoke. Like that's what people was on.
Hey, can you talk about, because you
could you imagine if that happened at the premiere? Like in Hollywood? Like that's the difference between being in Hollywood and being here. Like it was a packed theater of industry, media, actors, family, friends of actors, and it's so drastically different. Like if you go to a movie in LA, people watch until they see the special thanks of the cities it was shot in. Like, thank you to the Animal Whatever of America. Thank you to Georgia Peach Film Foundation. Thank you to the Louisiana Film and Commerce Division. Like, way, way at the end. I'm talking about after the additional scenes. In Washington, motherfuckers be out of there as soon as they see the first credit. Half the theater is standing. If there's a bonus scene, they're like, oh, shit, let's go back and make sure we watch that. Like, nobody moves in LA because they know the guy that did the light. They know the guy that did the gaffer work. They want to see all the names involved. And don't let it be an animation where the names are like fucking 3,000 names and they're all, Asian names. You can't even read them but that's who did they rendered out all the stuff and made it look like, you know what I mean? Like, so they'll be like, New Zealand cast, New Zealand crew. If these movies that are shot all over the world, like the credits on, let's say, a 007 movie, holy shit, they shoot all over the world. So like Brazil team, New Zealand team, da team, right? So we're sitting still for all of that in LA. No one's even thinking about moving. And it's rude to be like, hey, sit the fuck down. Like somebody might say that in LA. What are you doing? Nigga, your shadow is blocking me being able to see, or your silhouette, or you are physically in the way of me seeing my homeboy go by. I'm trying to get a picture of my boy. Like, this is the epicenter of where we create stuff at. We are in Washington, and people are walking out during active scenes of this thing. I didn't ask for much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Whether they get it or they don't get it, they will. They will. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I could have did that at my house in my own fucking theater and invited 9 people.
Right.
I wanted to have that open to the public and invite people and like here's some. I mean, I wanted to have it open to more family and friends than I feel comfortable with in my own home. But I wouldn't say that I'm calling that the public. You know what I'm saying?
Can you share, because you've already talked to me about it, but I think it's just a cool story. But it's not like they said, "Hey, Nate, we got this. Okay, you auditioned, you get the role, and then you coming into that, you just thought this is your one scene, right? You did your scene, you went home. Can you talk about how they added you on to more and
No,
more?
I can't.
You can't?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I thought you. Oh,
I mean that's in the part of like talking about hiatuses and expounded right. That's like I can't. But guys, know that they gave your boy a moment and I kicked that bitch open into I'm now on 2 seasons of something. Like that's what this is about.
just saying, like, I guess just earning, like, it's
Oh, it just
like,
earned.
because you have the other cast, like those characters were like
Mhm.
locked in, and I think it's cool to hear, like, okay, you auditioned for this one.
I went out for Dietrich. I can say that.
Okay.
And Dietrich is Melvin Gregg. Me and Melvin Gregg go back to like Vine days, shooting skits and sketches and stuff like that. So I was like, I hope I get this, but if I don't, I hope he does. Like that's where I was at when, and I knew that from call sheet,
Mhm.
from sign-in sheet at audition, because he was 5 names above mine on the sheet, and I was like, all right, well, he already rocked. You know what I'm saying?
So when they put your role, your character for that scene, I guess I'm asking, did they already have you kind of like, okay, this character for Nate is going to be involved for all the rest of the episodes, like going in?
We'll never know. We'll
Okay.
never know. That would
Man,
be.
I wanted you to be like, yeah, I came in for this one thing, and then they seen it and it's like, oh, we could use him for more and more and more.
I
And
would
then they
love
wrote
that to
you
be.
in.
Let's say I would love that to be the thing. I would love in my world to be like I was so dope on set. I was so prepared for my stuff. I was so nice and cool and fun on the set that they're like, we love him. Let's add him to the team more. Let's take a break and write more scenes for him. Let's take a break and actually write a character arc for his character so that he's ramped up and used a lot and way more screen time because we just fucking like Nate Jackson. I would love for that to be the story. My ego would love that. Hey, when I came in, nobody knew who I was. I was just a great actor. Then they got to know who I was, saw the rest of the world that I've been building for 24 years and was like, this kid is an asset. I would love to think that that's what happened. We'll never know. We'll never know. That's what is part of the genius is like, and like 20 years from now, I'm like, could you tell us about the character? And you guys want to know something fun? And that's not for me to say. That's for Greg Daniels, Michael Coleman, the writers, showrunners, the creators. I'm just happy and humble to be a part of it and to get any more frames than the one that I was originally thought to have.
Right. So when Zach, your agent, calls you back after you already shot that scene, you're back in Washington, and he's like, hey, you actually have to come back to do more. Are these surprises to you?
Yes.
Or you're like,
Every call is like a hell yes.
that's what I
Ooh,
wanted.
ooh.
That's all I wanted to
I told you I kicked the door open.
Right.
That's what those calls are. That's why me and Zach are always in celebration mode. Another high five.
Yeah.
You hit me at 2 a.m. to be like, hey, an announcement's going to get made. They're getting season 2.
So is it safe to say, and I'm saying this to the viewers, of how cool for me looking outside and I'm just kind of behind the scenes and watching this, you knew you had when you got the role for that first episode, the pilot episode.
Yeah.
Everything else after that you see Nate in was this like surprise of like, oh, they want me back. Okay,
Yes.
I'll fly back to do it. Like I didn't know. I
It's
thought
all surprises.
it could have been just that one.
Not
and you
only
could have been done.
it was even crazier than that. They'd be like, "Hey, they need you back next week." I'm like, "Oh shit, bet, cool. Where we filming?" They're sending over the script. The script's got a secret fucking password. It's locked. The shit is it's not even called the paper. It's not called the office, but it's got it's under a whole nother name so that nobody is all fucking with the production and shit, right? Like, and you get it and you read it and you're like, oh my God, that's dope. My name is Nate on the show. That was not my name the whole time. I don't know how we got there. I don't know the process for me being called me, but I know that I was at one point a different name, and I know the name.
That's so dope.
That's not something
man.
I'm finna be saying because that might fall under the motherfucker. Don't be telling motherfucking names, be changing and shit, and what it was, and nah.
Yeah.
Like I was so me that I got called my name. Larry David did that same thing on Curb Your Enthusiasm. That I ain't got no NDA on. I'll talk very candidly about that. Somebody told me if Larry likes you as an actor and he likes working with you in the scene, he'll call you by your real name. And by my second take, he was like, "What's your name?" No, he said, quote, What's your full name on your birth certificate?" I said, "What?" I was like, "Nate Jackson." Now, if I hadn't already heard somebody else say, "Hey, if he likes you, he's going to do that," I would have been like, "Nathaniel Jackson Jr., why?" And then he'd have been fucking on HBO calling me Nathaniel.
Right.
Ain't no goddamn way. Nobody's called me Nathaniel since fucking T-ball.
Yeah.
That's what? That's crazy.
That's
My mom doesn't call me Nathaniel. She calls me son.
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? What do we do?
That's so dope though, man, because to be on an iconic show, which I think this is going to turn out being,
It already
that
is.
your name is your name versus like, okay, if I saw the actor who played Stanley, my brain goes, "Oh, look, there's Stanley." And I know he probably gets that. He's a wonderful actor. I don't know his real name. And I'm sure when he walks around, people are like, "Hey, Stanley, hey, Stanley, hey, Stanley, hey, Stanley."
Oscar's name is Oscar.
Oh, that's cool. That's dope. So it's just dope that like your name is Nate.
Yeah, and I'll give
Like,
you one.
that's
I
just
think
dope.
I think I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. But when I did Lamorne's podcast, he told me he was like, "Dude, it would have been so dope if my name was Lamorne on New Girl, because everybody like sees me out and they refer to me as my character name on the show."
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm Nate from the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also Nate with the paper, nigga. Let's go.
Come on.
You feel me?
That's dope, man. Yeah, I can't wait for
I don't know. We don't know what that value. We don't know the value of that.
yeah, now.
No,
Yeah.
we don't. We like nobody. There's no like, hey, this happened for this person. Da da da. All we know is other people are like, man, it would be dope if I was da da da. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Yeah.
If The Rock has never been called The Rock on screen other than wrestling. He's never been called Dwayne as a character, and we can't think. Hobbs, we got every other character. You don't know the name of The Rock's
Right.
characters.
Like I just watched this clip of Jamie Lee Curtis. She was on the Tonight Show with Steve Colbert, and Steve Colbert asked her, "Have you ever asked for an autograph?" And there's this whole moment where she's like laughing because she's almost embarrassed to say, and then she reveals like it was Urkel, and it's like, and this was a interview from a couple of days ago, and it's like, damn, Jaleel is still
Still
Urkel.
didn't call him Jaleel White.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's so mad about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
Well, not then once he dropped that purple Urkel weed, he was like, "Hey man, this Urkel shit working out. He got his own line of weed. He cool now."
But just an example of how
I don't have. There's no. We can look at case study. There's no other reference for here's the value of having your character on a major production go by your actual name. It's a blessing for sure. And I'll let everybody know as this unfolds.
like I'm sure, I mean, Martin probably had a big reason for why his name was Martin on that show, but it's Martin. It wasn't Martin Lawrence. It was Martin Payne, but it's still Martin. You know what I mean?
We can see the value in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's his name in Bad Boys?
Oh yeah, it's Marcus.
Damn near Martin.
Yeah, it's like you gotta start with an M. It's gotta have two.
It's got the Mar, nigga. Oh, Marty Marr is still Marty Marr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Marty Marcus. You know, so I don't know what that value is, but I'm thankful for it. Absolutely, it's a blessing to be a part of it. To have something that's supposed to be this minuscule thing be something that could potentially be a real needle mover and push things and kick open doors for other stuff. Boom. I go out for another thing. Like, do you know? Like, this opens the door for everything. Where they're like, if there's casting for something, they want a funny role or whatever, and it may possibly be an African American, or where the one where they go, it's ethnically ambiguous. Whoever the actor is that gets it. They can't be like, what's this guy been in or what is it? It's like, dude, he's on the fucking paper. You don't know? He's episode 1, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Like, you don't get to not say. And here's his actor reel. Well, now on my actor reel is the #1 comedy show of all time. The Young Rock, that was the #1 show of its time. Wildin' Out, it's a #1 show on Viacom, MTV. Your boy is a #1 person, and ain't shit getting canceled that I'm in. There's people who have full careers and they can't get past one season of a show. Full careers, that everything from one show to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, everything gets canceled. My first sitcom did 3 or 4 seasons. My second sitcom is now already greenlit for a second season, and it just came out yesterday. Bruh, I don't know how else to put that But to be like, baby, are you in this? Is crazy as shit for my mom to ask. But I know that that's not, she's so innocent and sweet and meant nothing wrong by it. But that sentiment would have been shared by anybody that had no understanding of the industry and what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to bring at least a piece or a taste of Hollywood to Tacoma. And there's no reason why it can't be like that. Because we are all over Hollywood. When I say we're all over Hollywood, I mean it. I mean, one of the camera operators from the paper was a lady named Mandy. Mandy's from here. Larry Meyer, who produces stand-up specials all over the world and NFL preseason and FIFA Cup and all that stuff, lives right here in Washington. Actor after actor after actor, comedian after comedian, that we're all from here. It's like, why aren't we clicked up the way the Chicago acts are? Or why aren't we clicked up the way that the DC acts are? Like, they all are working together. And they all are, they're all, hey, Mambo saw. Do you know the people from DC actually like fucking link up? Like, they link up in LA like once a month on Sundays or something. Everyone from DC that's a transplant like has this big ass brunch in politics and talks about what they could do together next and how they can synergize. Like, excuse me? So if that was a thing, then what we doing? If we just want to talk about the comics from Tacoma or from Washington State, you got Jeff Dye, you got the guy that did Joe McHale, you got Joe Coy, you got Kev on Stage, you got me, you got it's boom 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 boom. It's a bunch. These are
you're just talking about
comics.
Comics.
Yeah, but there's even more. One of the guys from Whose Line Is It Anyway? The tall one, Colin. He's Bellingham.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That whole first pilot episode was shot in Seattle, and he used to work at PBS. Did you know Bill? So when I was working at PBS, I was going through all their old tapes.
Almost Live.
He was doing stand-up comedy in that same, well, they moved buildings, but he was doing stand-up comedy, and they were putting them out on the PBS. And I was like, what the heck? A young Bill Nye.
I'll go a step further. They had a show called Almost Live.
That was their
Seattle,
version.
It was Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And they were up there every single week, and they were putting out content, and it was Seattle's show, and it even got syndicated, and I think it was syndicated in like 60 markets or something like that. But after the news went off, Almost Live came on. So Bill Nye the Science Guy was a character that comedian Bill Nye was playing, and he just so happened to actually really be a scientist. Like, he had that background. But there was like a cast of like 7 or 8 people, and they just like fucking resided in that building. Like, they just wrote the show every week. They did it the same way Lorne Michaels and Saturday Night Live is run on in New York. They had something very similar to that, live sketches, skits.
That's dope.
And it was all Seattle stuff.
I remember hearing that.
And it was going straight to TV.
Speaking of SNL, because you mentioned it, did you hear about they added some new cast members? People was kind of going back and forth on it because they added some TikTok stars, and then they added Cam Patterson on the SNL cast, and everybody was like, "See,
he's on cast," or
he's in there. They announced 5 new characters. They released a whole bunch, and they added 5 new ones, and Cam Patterson is one of them.
Good. Yeah, it's a natural progression for a young comic to be like send your stuff into SNL. Lauren and them don't play that shit, so he had to have submitted 7 characters that were solid, one way or the other.
Yeah, I think it's a good move, and it's a good look, because people are, there's just disgruntled, entertainers and comics out there that feel like, I deserve. And when you see a young, because Cam Patterson's only been doing stand-up for 5 years. He even put it on his little post about him being announced. He was like, Mondays changed my life. And he's talking about the Kill Tony Mondays. Mm-hmm. That's where he cut his chops. That's where he got his, his name, made his name. And that's how he was able to tour around the country, selling out clubs and stuff. So I think it's a smart, Lorne Michaels is like, I'm pretty sure he's looking at the ratings. Like, man, we got to do, we got to shake something up. We need to put people on this cast that people are watching in other places.
Saturday Night Live was never the same after Eddie Murphy as from before Eddie Murphy, right? Yeah. Because you took a young, amazing stand-up star, and put them on national broadcast television every Saturday, and they barely missed, right? Mm-hmm. So then after that, that's the space that they tried to have Damon step into. Then Chris Rock. Then
Tracy Morgan.
Once that mold was there, Tracy. And I don't want to sound uneducated because I don't know the full all back background history on SNL, but there was a before Eddie and there was an after Eddie. That now that archetype existed on the show. It didn't before that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so this feels like that to me. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Young hot comic, give him that. That was Keenan. That was you know what I'm saying? Like you just go through. That was Jay Farrell. That was like they're chasing that. You're chasing the dragon.
And I watched
I hope Cam kills it. I don't
hope he
know
does,
him well enough or have seen enough of his stand-up to know what I think is comfortably in his wheelhouse. But I think he's handling everything that has been thrown at him with grace. It's wild. He's right now he's the archetype of wild nigga with rocks in his pocket.
Yeah.
Like that's what that is.
know.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's
but I don't know. I have never seen him write a skit or a sketch or
Yeah.
whatever. So it'll be a first time watching things and seeing how they use him.
That's what I'm curious on, to see Cam on live TV, NBC, and not being able to say the N-word, because that man says the N-word like every
comma.
third, fourth
He
word.
uses it as a comma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
And also it's a grueling schedule. You know what I'm saying? So that I know. I've known people who've written for Saturday Night Live. I've never even sent in a tape. I've never auditioned. It was never something, because I don't want to have to go live in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. If they come a knocking and say, send us something, maybe. I mean, they did, one of the people that work in, or that is a part of Lorne Michaels' network, reached out and we started having a conversation. We even have a meeting set. But that was off of JFL and Larry Meyer being like, look, this kid's coming up there, you need to check him out, or whatever. That's that. But Zach's like, is this something you want to submit for? And I'm like, if I get it, what happens? We got to go live in New York. No, fuck that.
Mm-mm.
I'd rather make Nate Night Live right the fuck where I'm at, and I
Yeah.
own this IP, and it's mine, and then we book the talent, and we have the stars on it. We create the stars of tomorrow. But that's what makes me dangerous in a sense, but I don't think it's necessarily something that should be dangerous, because I want us all to get money. I want everybody to get money. I want all your kids to go to college of their choice without having to worry about what it costs. I want everybody to drive the car. I want everybody that's in my universe and in my sphere, or my stratosphere or whatever, to be like, I don't have to worry about my bills.
Would you ever feel like you would need to leave Tacoma to, I guess, be the thing that you want to be, or do you think you can be the thing you want to be here in Tacoma?
Both. But in order to do the latter, I got to be hard-headed, recalcitrant, and commit to a shitload of flying and being in and out and in and out and in and out.
Yeah. Because I watched this documentary. It made me think about you the other night. It's Trey. Who were the creators of South Park?
Yeah, Trey Kennedy.
Yeah.
No, is that?
It's
no,
Trey.
that's a
No,
different
it's
person.
Trey Parker.
Yeah, Trey
and
Parker.
his other homeboy. I forget his name.
The one with the voice, Seth.
Yes.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Seth Meyers.
No.
It's Trey. And
No, Seth Meyers is on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Anyway, the South Park.
McFarlane.
No,
What?
it's not. I gotta Google it. So I got a laptop right here.
Hey Siri, who created South Park? Matt Stone.
Matt Stone. There it is. Matt Stone and Trey Parker. It's about, now they're Colorado boys, born and raised outside of Denver, and there's this famous Mexican restaurant they added. It's called Casabonita. Have you heard of Casabonita?
Have not.
They put it. It's Colorado famous, but they've included Casabonita in multiple episodes of South Park. Right? It's like it's the Disneyland of Mexican restaurants. I remember going there as a kid. They had like cliff divers jumping into like a pool. This is all inside the restaurant. They got video game area. Like it was a magical place as a kid, and Mexican food, right? And they had like actors running around playing characters throughout. It was crazy. Over the years, this thing opened up in the mid 70s,
yeah,
and it just fell apart, right? And Trey, he's like, man, this was just so much part of my childhood. I need to save it, and it's just run down. So he bought it. Right, so it's the story. It's a documentary about them buying it and then them spending. Their budget was $6 million. When it was all said and done, $30 million to restore this thing, because there was so many issues with it. It was crazy. So whatever, they put the money.
So now it's back.
It's back. It opened up in 2023, I believe.
Okay.
Now there's this is where it makes me think about you at the very end of the documentary, and Trey is there for the first opening night, and everybody's just going up to him. Oh my God, you're Trey, 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 Trey. And then by the end of that night, he goes, "Dang man, I got this realization of I spent all this time, energy, blood, sweat, putting Casabonita back and making it better. I can't be here." He was like, I did all of this, and it's almost like raising a kid. You put all this time, and then I have to just kind of like let it go. And now I have to go back to being like, I got to go back to LA. We got to do South Park and all that. But he's like, I can't be here at Casa Bonita like I every day, and like I can't. And it's just a crazy feeling of how the years he spent, the money he spent to get it back, and then him seeing it and back in all its glory, all these people here. And he's like, I can't be here.
But that was enough.
But that was enough. And he was like, I'm glad that it is. And if I want to check in with GM car or whatever, but he's like, I can't be here. And it was like a heartbreaking moment for him. But he's like, yeah, I just can't be here. And it made me think of you only because of you got your comedy club. And it's like, that made me think of Nate because Nate is a national touring headliner. Like
International.
International. That's right. International. He's an actor, and then that is going up. We got the papers out now and all of that. I know what's buzzing around behind the scenes, the clothing line, and I'm just like, I felt that when Trey said that, because I see it in you with what your operations and what you're going through, like with the club. And it's like, yeah, Nate physically like cannot be at like Nate Jackson at Super Funny Comedy Club because of everything else Nate Jackson is. And it's just I would encourage you to watch that. I thought it was a good documentary of somebody who's already successful and then wanted to make something that he loved and knows that it will put joy in people's hearts. And when he made it the thing, now he put the right people there in place to where he, doesn't have to be there. But he was just like, I can't be here, man. Because I take away.
If the club ran the way the club was supposed to run, my anchor to the Northwest is my parents.
Mm.
And they've already said, nigga, don't stay here for us. We want to leave. We want to go to Phoenix or somewhere warm. Ron and Linda got a place down in Vegas. We'll get us a place.
Ron and Linda.
Yeah. Best friends, Ron and Linda. So it's like that. Plus, I never intended to have one comedy club. Mm-hmm. When I said I'll open one, it was always to be like, this is going to be the mold for continuing on and opening more. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, my parents are like, I don't want to be I want to be able to, like, even the other night, like I went into, like in the middle of the night, I went and did hair and makeup for the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure sketch, but it was in my kitchen, and my mom's like all with her little rollers in, giving me kisses and all that. My dad's like, what the hell did you got to get that? Right. What you got that? What y'all in here doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, their level of involvement to be able to come to the premiere of the paper, even though they don't understand what the fuck the attitude of it is. I'm thankful that they got to come. I'm thankful they got to be at the Netflix special, at the Netflix premiere, like, that is something I can't, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to, I can just go to church with them, or I can see them. Because one thing that ain't going to stop is the clock from ticking, and life is fleeting for all of us. So I want to get as much time with my parents as I possibly can. I want to take none of that for granted. You know what I mean? I never had grandparents. They're all dead. Or my grandfather was 103 when he died, but I met him at 99, and he lived in Louisiana, so I got to go back and see him, I think, 3 years later when he was, I think I saw him at 99, 101, and 103. And in 103, he was in a box. So my parents are that's my parental structure. I don't have a grandparent situation, or I don't even have godparents. Like, that's not even a thing. So I want to spend as much of that time and soak all that up as I can, because once they're gone, they're gone. In the perfect world, I would have kids that would be experiencing them right now too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, because all of this is what I've given birth to. So, yeah, that's not a shallow question at all. Like that has a lot of depth to it. But I'm also not looking at it from the vantage of like, I'm in Tacoma. What would it be like to run this career from another place? Because I lived in North Hollywood for 12 years. I've already lived in Washington, then moved back, then moved back, then moved back. Usually somebody in LA moves you move from home to LA, you give it 2 years, that shit don't work, you move your ass back home. Now you do whatever you do. Maybe you're a comic at home or whatever. But the back is just a testament to like, I can do this from wherever.
And the difficulty of like that documentary, it was the difficulty of, again, putting time, blood, sweat, money,
equity
into something that you feel extremely passionate about. And then when it's all done and running, like, I can't, you mean I can't be in here? Like,
because I got it set up to where it doesn't need my attention as on such a regular basis, I can afford to step away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. Now, do I lock in and be like, hey, let's keep rolling? But here's the thing. In the perfect world, I have goals to be producing films, right? And unless Washington State Film Commission gets on board to give us tax credits and things like that make sense for us to do this, then what are we talking about?
Come on, Washington State.
What are we I might as well live wherever and do productions wherever the same way everybody else does. They follow the money. You know what I'm saying? So somebody in the chat said, we're all his kids. Follow me on Twitch, man. It's Nate Jackson on there now. By the way, that's a whole nother development that's still happening too. But I'm going to work with Twitch and help develop a new category called comedy and onboard comedians to the platform because the live streaming format is too strong. I just need comics to understand, use Twitch as an SD card. And from there, it'll all pop. So, good question. Good reference to that. No, that's deep. Not very funny, not very hilarious, but it's just a fact. It's like we could load all this shit up in a semi and pull right back into North Hollywood. And I'm gonna be honest with you, based on my skill set and what I do and how I bring people together and the connections that I already have, I am literally what Hollywood is missing. People in Hollywood are like, man, it's changed. It ain't the same. It this, it ain't that. Like, I'm that. Like, you need another Issa Rae. You need another Quinta Brunson. You need another, like, these people that have ideas that are so strong that they turn into IP. The IP so strong that they turn into network properties. Network properties that are so strong that it is now feeding a bunch of people and moving the needle in productions. Well, now, what are we talking about? Productions are shooting all over the goddamn world. Australia giving back major credit. So people are shooting in Australia, New Zealand, Georgia. Georgia just locked down. So now there's be another shit to be like Louisiana. If you just watched within 3 months ago, Matthew McConaughey, and I can't remember who else was in the car, but they shot a whole promo for the Texas Film Commission where all they're doing is riding down a Texas road, talking about we got mountains, we got lakes, we got rivers, we got this, we got the money, we got investment, we got that. Texas Film Commission, let's rock and roll, right? If one of the 50 states continental said, we will be where the world makes film, we will not tax the shit out of it, we won't look at we will just honor it for how much jobs and shit it creates, you can forget about it. That's what made Burbank before Hollywood was Hollywood.
Right.
And if you know the history of Southern California, Burbank was the hub. Burbank was the city that had the letters on the mountain. And then they built the Hollywood sign and people start coming over the mountain and doing all that. But it's never been as feasible to live in Southern California in Hollywood as it has been to live in Burbank. Your rent is half as much in Burbank. All the creators, all crew, cast, and actors, everybody's over in Burbank or up in the Hollywood Hills. The Hollywood Hills, for information, basically connect them two places together.
And more states are trying to be like a new film hub. I was talking to Zach 2 months ago, and I was telling him about it. I thought it was Netflix that was doing it, but it's Sony. Sony is investing billions of dollars building studios in Vegas to film stuff.
Because Nevada's like, let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada Film Commission. I mean, Nevada is one of those states where that's the perfect type of place. It's too fucking hot there, but if you're on set or in a studio, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a few degrees hot. I mean, 20 degrees hotter than LA in the summer.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to build whatever the WB them out there.
The issue is the reason it's not an issue and why it's a smooth thing is because Nevada is a state that has two cities. If you want to get to the nitty gritty, like they have 2 cities that are that have real economies where all the tax money is made. One is Reno, one is Vegas. We can argue about what else is out there, but it's a lot of it is desert. Now, if you're gonna go and turn some of that desert, some of that land that you could probably get for 0.0001 cents on the dollar, and turn that into the next major studios and stuff, then fucking A, we have the money to pay for air conditioning, right? 50 Cent Ben made the move to be like, I'm about to go down to Louisiana, right? This is a New York guy doing productions in LA, Atlanta, and New York, and he goes, I'm about to build a studio. And I saw it. I did 50 Cent Humor and Harmony weekend. Holy shit. It is literally like fucking 7 blocks. It is huge motherfucking mungus. Huge. Tyler Perry bought the old military site and turned that into a studio. I hope Georgia at least gives him exemptions. You know what I mean? But right now it's like, okay, well, what all happens? What all is getting done in Georgia? And if you want to use a studio, like Marvel was shot at Tyler Perry's place. So this shit is exciting to me. Like I've steady been investing and having the capability to do at the very least short films or at the very least micro budget feature films. Like we could do that right now. We could just hunker down after the big dog tour and be like, hey, from January to March, we're going to shoot a movie. And we don't stop until it's done. You know what I'm saying? So exciting stuff. Yeah, that's deep that, you know, they did all that stuff for this, for the Mexican Disneyland restaurant. And then he was like, I did it. Cool. Now I know it's going to affect and touch other people the way it did when I was a kid. Pause. But I can't be here to do and run and whatever, operate daily, whatever. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. And the Super Funny Comedy Club has been it's a dream, and it's also been, you know, fucking a nightmare sometimes. It's like it's a labor of love where it's like, all right, well, we, you know, right now we have mastered keeping the business open and making it so that all the employees make great money. That's what it is. But it would be fantastic if ownership, investor, we could get some money back. So now we're not on the cusp of that no more. Now it's like, all right, cool. We're going to get it there. Whether it's through training or whatever, we'll get it there. Whether it's through, you know, adding to management, we'll get it there. But if in a perfect world I got that running smooth, would I stay in Tacoma without my parents in Tacoma? I don't know what. I don't got kids enrolled here. I don't got, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So it's either I continue to build an infrastructure that is like it's innate land here, or I go where that is a much easier thing. But I'm telling you right now, there's nothing like in one phone call, 11 goddamn DPs, gaffers, everything you need, and fucking 40 actors ready to go. There's nothing like, boom, we got our own warehouse. We go there and everybody gets everything is set up. Like right now, I have to fly in Mike Baldessari to do our lights up to the Hollywood standards. Right? To have this backlit, to have this lit the way Andrew Schultz shit is lit. Because he did it. He did Tom Brady's roast. He lit all that. He lit my special. Like to do that, I gotta fly people in. Right? To do Super Funny Presents, I got Marcus Russell Price is here now. He's here now. He's a New York resident. He's flying to Tacoma to see the club and see how it would look for Super Funny Presents. So we can create art. We can do this art. We can make this IP. We can literally take over YouTube from right here. The Cut Network is huge, and people don't even know where it's at. That motherfucker's in Seattle, in an alley, by the way. In a dirty alley with no parking, and they are crushing it on the internet with just a white room. So what do? Blood, sweat, tears, equity? Hunker down, or be like, bam? Because even if let's say I got a woman that is phenomenal, unless she's anchored here, it's like, bitch, pack your bags. We're going where the fuck I say we're going. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, if my family not gonna circle the wagons around with my career, I surely can circle the wagons around loyal people that I trust that understand we're building something real. I'm proud to say I've seen growth in you, but I've seen you develop as a comic. I've seen that road and what we've done and what I've committed and me holding my word to you, watch you blossom and flourish to where a manager at 3 Arts was like, that motherfucker Trent getting funny.
Which I'm very appreciative of. Definitely am.
I get it, but I'm just saying. Like that to me, that's like bet. I'm good already. And it's not gonna stop. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? I'm good. I would have another whole nother tax bracket if I didn't try to open a comedy club twice. And the second time, 100% on me. Would be a whole nother tax bracket. But this is something that I'm like, this has to happen. Tacoma needs this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't want to beat the shit out of it. We might as well end this the way we end our live streams. And that's with a little bit of a prayer. That ain't your thing. Figure out what to do right now. If you got a different deity, channel that. But I just want to say, Father God, we come to you humbly and appreciative of the blessings that you've been bestowing on us and the travel graces that you've given to us and the health, the health and wellness and coverage you've had over myself and my friends and my family. And in the cases where we've lost people, that you've helped those families cope with it, that you've helped it be a transition that was not, riddled with nonsense and negativity. Father God, you have been showing out in my life and my friends' life and others' lives. You're showing what blessings are possible if we just listen to and obey your word. So I just want to end it with that. Thank you very much for tapping in and listening. I appreciate you. 2 or more gathered together, we all say amen.
Amen.
That is.